Hey guys, and what a great day here today. And it's almost 6 right now. There's just 15 minutes for 6, and we are here at the workshop already ready to go. And today is an exciting day. You can see I'm very excited about this space. Here is a quick view about this space. This is my new workshop, and I'm going to be making a proper tour of this workshop, but here is a quick view of what this workshop looks like. It's beautiful right here, and right now I don't have enough time to make a tour, and this workshop is still undergoing some changes, and so when I'm totally once set properly, I will be making a proper video on this setup. But today, as I said, is an exciting day. And why is it exciting is because you can see quite some raw material behind me. There's some right here, there's some behind the door, and that is what we are going to talk about mostly, and that is mainly about the CNC. So you guys might have, or maybe you have not seen this CNC, but you have seen something similar to this CNC, and that was the CNC plotter. But what we have right here is this is a fully 5-axis CNC, and this is actually conditional 5-axis CNC. So in 5-axis CNC you have the 3 axes, that's the X, Y, and Z. So the X moves back and forth, the Y moves on either sides, and the Z axis moves up and down. So those are the 3 basic axes, and those are the CNC machines, 3-axis CNC machines that you see in most of the industries. But this, as I said, is a 5-axis CNC. Let us come to that conditional 5-axis CNC in just a bit, but let's speak about overall 5-axis CNCs first of all. So 5-axis CNCs are very exciting. So they have these 3 basic axes, that's X, Y, and Z, and they have an additional 2 axes, that's A and B, or A and C. So what A and B does is it gives more functionality to the machine, and the machine can not only move back, forth, front and back, and sideways and up and down, but now the machine can rotate the part, that's the 4th axis, and the axial vertical rotation, vertical to the vertical axis, as in sense, that rotation as well, that's the C axis. And so in that way you can get movements out of this CNC just like a human hand, and so it does a pretty awesome job about carving and working on metals and all sorts of exciting things. But that's what is actually 5-axis. So it has the 3 axes, X, Y, and Z, and plus 2, that's A and C, or B and C. So now let us talk about conditional 5-axis CNC. So there are 2 types of 5-axis CNC. That's first of all fully functional 5-axis CNC and a conditional 5-axis CNC. So what happens in a fully functional 5-axis CNC is these videos that you see that a machine is making these motocross helmets and lion heads and all that kind of exciting things out of big chunks of metal, and those are actually 5-axis, and those are full 5-axis. So all the 5 axes are working and can work at once. But this is a conditional 5-axis CNC, and right now you cannot see the 5th axis that sits right here in the middle. So there's just a U-shaped bucket kind of thing, that's the 4th axis, and the 5th axis is just a plate that rotates with respect to the vertical axis, and that's 4th and 5th axis. So the design is quite same between both the 5-axis conditional and 5-axis full functional. But what happens in a conditional machine is that the 3 axes do their work on one plane, then the 4th and the 5th axis moves, and then the 3 axes start doing their work again. So all the 5 axes do not do all the work at once. There's 3 plus 2 is also another name for conditional 5-axis CNC. and that's what this was right here. Now you will see a couple of extra things right here, that right now this machine is set for 3 axis. So as I said, you can't see the 5th axis right here. That's because I've removed the 5th axis and the 4th axis and kept it aside, and that's the beauty of this particular machine. You can use it for 3 axis, so you can put a paper or a sheet metal or any kind of well, you cannot actually put up heavy metal parts in here to be machined, because the machine does not have that much of strength to withstand the forces of machining metal. But you can of course get up to a hard wood, or what I mostly machine on this machine was foam. And so you can put that part right here, and still the machine can machine the parts that you need, but it cannot use that 4th and 5th axis. If you need that 4th and 5th axis, you'll have to put the 4th and 5th axis bucket in there. And you can see right here, this is the tool palette. So this is the tool, this is the like a wardrobe in which you store tools, and the machine is actually supposed to have a automatic tool changer, so that ATC, and the automatic tool changer changes tools from the spindle, which is not present right now in this machine, and it puts the removed tool back in here, and it takes another tool from here and puts it in there. So the worker or the operator of the machine does not have to do that when the machine is running. It saves time and also human effort. It's also withstanding safety purposes many of the times, because the machine is running at the time of the changing of the tool. And so that's that right there. The second extra thing that you will see in this is this pallet pool. So what happens is the axis that rotates with respect to the vertical axis, that's the z-axis, that's the 4th axis. That axis actually, as I said, has a plate, and so to make this machine fully autonomous, like if you have 5 parts that you need to make, and at once only 1 part can go inside, but all the 5 parts are same or different, you can have those raw materials and those finished parts stored in here and 1 part in there. So when that part finishes, a robotic arm or it automatically takes that part, puts it in here, and takes another raw material, puts it back in the machine by itself, and starts machining back again. So you have to do just the programming, and it machines everything at once. Like if you have an industry, if you have this machine, and if you're going home for the night, if you don't want to stay for a night shift and you don't want to do work, but tomorrow morning you want like some 10 to 15 big parts ready to ship out, then this is the machine to go with, because this is the kind of automation that will help you to do that. And that's about this machine. But the actual reason for this video today is kind of about this machine. So let's get to the main part. So as I mentioned earlier, that there's a lot of raw material fallen here in the workshop, and I told you a lot about this machine. So let's cut to the chase. Let me tell you what this video is about. So right now this machine is not working. You cannot see any motors. This is the housing for the motor for the x-axis, and this is the housing for the motor for the y-axis. So the motor sits right here, and here is all the electronics where all the circuit boards and control units are being put, and you can see the wires are disconnected, and that's because this machine is not actually in working conditions right now. And you can see quite the structure of this machine. This machine is not actually built to machine parts. So it's just like it, as soon as you take a glimpse of this machine, whether if you are a technical person or not, you can easily understand that this machine is not meant for heavy duty. And that's because, yes, this machine is not meant for heavy duty, because this machine is a prototype. So you can guess what this video is about. This video is about the main machine, and what we are going to see in this video actually is about, first of all, the basics that we already spoke. So what is 5-axis CNC, what kind of CNC that we are actually building right now, and Thirdly, now what we are just entering into is what material and what are the components that I'm planning to use for this particular machine. So this is really exciting, and so let's just get into it. Right here you can see a lot of material. So first of all, we have aluminum right here. So aluminum is actually a very lightweight material, but it's also very strong, and so we are going to use aluminum for the main parts of the machine, like the main chassis of the machine. The main structure of the machine is going to be made out of aluminum because of its lightweight and quite a lot of durability this machine has. Also, this machine is this material, forgive me, is corrosive resistant, so it does not rust, it does not react to scratches a lot, and so this is the material of choice to go that I chose for the main body of the machine. And there's a lot of parts that came from the online store, so I have not yet opened them up. So these, I think, yes, these are the linear rails, or the linear guide rails for the, this is, I think this is the y-axis or this is the x-axis, I'm not sure about, but this is one of the guide rails, and another one is right in the box right here. And there are some four bearings that sit on this rail, and upon that is the further structure. And what this does is it helps the machine to move smoothly from one side to the other. So that's what this is. And in this box we have the motor that we are going to use for the lathe machine. So this is actually a sieving machine motor. So this is the 220 volt AC motor. So it has quite a lot of RPM on it, and for a small machine that we are building, this is quite a big motor, and quite an enough motor, as I must say. And so this is the motor of choice to go with the lathe CNC for this CNC. So this CNC has even more functionalities compared to the prototype right here, and that is because this CNC is also going to have a CNC lathe, a VMC, an HMC, and a 5-axis CNC. So this is a very interesting and exciting project that I'm really excited about, and I am hoping that you are excited about too. So this is the motor for the lathe, and the motor for the spindle that actually does all the drilling and milling stuff is yet to come. It's not yet here, but there are some other parts as well that are not actually being seen here. There are on the other side right there in the inventory, or on the other side right there behind the door. So let's just see that. So here is a little bit of more material. So this is actually not aluminum, this is iron. And what I'm going to use iron is for the main outer casing of the body. So aluminum is for the main body structure, that's internal body, and this is for the external body structure. Then we have some sheet metal that is also going to be used for the structure and to hold some of the linear bearings. And then we have two round plates right here. I must say there are more round plates that are smaller in diameter that are going to be used for different purposes, but this is the actual fourth axis. So as I said, the plate that moves around, that's the fourth axis, or the fifth axis if I'm not confused. That is what these both plates are. So the main plate that rotates is that one right there. I'm not going to lift that, but because that is actually cast iron, and that is half an or 3/4 of an inch thick, and it's quite a big diameter. I think it is 16 or 18 inches, and so I'm not going to lift that because I don't want to hurt my back right now. And this is quite light, so that plate which rotates is actually going to sit on top of this plate. So that's what this plate is for. And you can see some more sheet metal back here. This sheet metal is going to be used for the coolant collector, or the chip collector, or the sawdust collector that sit underneath, and we'll speak about that in detail in further videos. And there is more aluminum right here that is going to be used for a little bit of something else that I'm not actually gonna share right now, but I might have spoken about it while I was speaking about the prototype. So if you're smart enough, you might be knowing what I did not explain right here and I have explained there, and you can make out what this material is made for. And for this, actually, we'll be working with a great friend of ours, and I'll be introducing him to you guys in the next couple of videos. But this is a little bit of secret, but here it is, the aluminum for another big part or another big system of this machine. So I'm really excited, and stay tuned for the further videos, because the further videos we are actually going to start building. And as you can see, most of the parts are right now fallen in my workshop, so the further videos are not going to be very late, they're going to come out very soon, and so stay tuned for those videos. See you in the next video. Hope you have subscribed to our channel. If you haven't, just do so. This is actually the first time in this channel that I have almost 20 or 30 videos later. This is the first time that I'm asking for subscribers or viewers to subscribe and like this video, and stay tuned, because this is a great time to be having with each other in the process of building this machine. See you in the next video.